everybody. It's Joe at Lukas, and I hope you guys are having an amazing week. Man, I got some great product that came in. I got John came in from Castle and Key.
Joe, great to be here, man. Appreciate it, sir.
Excellent. Thank you very much. This is fun stuff, guys. So, hey, we got to talk about Castle and Key. Who are they, right? We try and start to learn about these people that produce these great spirits, and we're going to talk about spirits and great stuff in the future coming. But they actually purchased the old E.H. Taylor distillery.
You got it, sir.
I looked at some of the videos. Are they all online?
Oh, yeah. Everything's online. castleandkey.com. I'll tell you, photos don't do it justice. Come visit us in Kentucky as well.
I'm going to do that. I'm coming in October. And I'll see if I get down there quicker. But guys, the distillery, let's just talk about the distillery, because when you see those pictures, it's kind of the story of bourbon, right? I mean, tell me a little bit about it. In that rick house that's like 2 football fields long.
Yeah, you got it, man. So I'll tell you, first and foremost, we're so happy to be here in Colorado, and for the fact that you all picked us up, one of the first in the state to have the entire Castle and Key portfolio so people can come here and try it first. Our story, our site was born and bred in bourbon history, founded by E.H. Taylor back in the 1800s and designed to be really the first destination distillery in the U.S. It is this giant limestone castle because Taylor said he was creating spirits that were, quote, fit for royalty. And
I love that.
It is unreal. 140,000 gallon natural fed limestone spring in the shape of a keyhole that Taylor said was the, quote, key to his bourbon, the key to his success. So that is the key of Castle and Key Distillery as well. Every single thing about this place is over the top.
Okay, so we got to check it out online, because what's really cool is we're going to talk about the vodka, the gin, and their rye. And then we're going to see bourbon next year.
Bourbon's coming, but just like all good things, you got to wait.
Got to wait for it. And what I love about it is they have, how many barrels do you have laid down?
So total, we've had over 100,000 barrels. They're not all ours. Personal Castle and Key, we're pushing 30,000 barrels, I believe.
So I want you to know that. I think it's so great when someone is so passionate about in this business to hold their product. I did taste the bourbon today, so I got a sneak peek of what's coming in a year or so. And it's pretty darn good. I'm going to let it go at that. But I think it's just really cool, the story and the passion behind guys that really get into this business and want to do it the right way from day one and just not pushing stuff out there. So let's talk about what's here. So vodka is kind of one of those categories. I always beat the category up because it's like, what can you do that's better? What can you do that's special? So talk about the mash. I think the mash, a lot of times we're talking about 100% corn vodkas and stuff like that. But this is actually part of your whiskey mash?
That's right. And so, first of all, vodka is kind of a category that deserves to be beat up. Majority of the vodka in the U.S. is coming from the same manufacturing facility. People bring it in, they run it through their stills, they call it their own, right?
Okay.
We actually wanted to do things differently out there, where we start with our bourbon mash bill. 73% white corn, 17% malted barley, 10% rye. It is literally everything that goes into our bourbon with the exception of the barrel. We're then going to distill up to 190 proof, a light filtration. This is a vodka with character and flavor, but without being a flavored vodka.
He started to speed up because I was pushing him a little bit. But hey, you know what the thing was I found about it is, I love the fact that it's something different, right? And does different make it better? And I think that's where we have to talk about it, because when we hear all these things, I haven't heard that mash build yet for vodka, but when I tasted it for the first time, so some unique notes that I'll talk about, and I want you to tell us what we have here. So on the nose, it's just soft and delicate. It's not, you don't get that over alcohol that you normally get on vodka. Not that all vodka, but we do get that alcohol nose, right? What do you get when you do that?
So, to me, vodka normally, my tasting notes on vodka are sadness and despair. We wanted to switch things up a little bit. So for me, I get like a lot of that like creamy, almost like a buttercream sort of thing going on the notes. Definitely some vanilla, citrus notes happening.
So I get the vanilla. I definitely get the citrus. Let's give this guy a swig. Wow, it's super gentle. Wow.
Getting a little bit of that buttercream, vanilla up front. I almost get this like buttered toast cashew nuttiness on the back end.
Absolutely.
But none of that harsh ethanol hairspray sort of flavor you normally associate with vodka.
So what I really like about this is it's got a creamy mouthfeel. It reminds me of another one. There's a Russian vodka called Russian Standard, the Platinum, that has that creaminess. This has a very similar creaminess. It's from the United States. It's pretty awesome. I tell you what, again, I want to drink all my spirits warm because I want to know what goes into my drink. One of those pet peeves that I have is when someone says, "Oh, it doesn't matter, I just mix it." I'm like, do you buy bad vegetables when you make your dinner? You don't. I want a good product from the get-go. So this is, I tell you what, very nicely done on the vodka.
Appreciate it. Better spirits make better cocktails, and if you want to have the best Cosmo, Martini, whatever it is, you have to use a good vodka to get there.
So, okay, that's a win. All right, we got a win on that one. Let's jump over to the gin. So I think the gin is really cool. It doesn't have that juniper front forward flavor, right? So we got old world, we got new world in the gin world. So we want to try and understand the difference. A new world is generally a little bit more citrus front forward. Old world is a little more juniper front forward. So let's talk about this one.
Yes, sir. So there are, for those folks out there that like that London dry, like old world style, perfect. Bombay Tangerine, lots of people that have been doing it great for many years. We want to switch it up. We want to do something different, show that we really understood the blending of flavors. Gin is such a culinary spirit, and so we wanted to create the best gin for cocktails. 106 proof, so you got a little bang for the buck. It's going to stand up well against your Campari, your Chartreuse. This also probably just makes the best gin and tonic I've ever had. And botanical profile-wise, you're going to have rosemary, chamomile, lemon verbena, and ginger. And of course, a little juniper on the back end as well, because legally you have to.
So what I want to love about this is, so let's make cocktails right now. Let's make a gin and tonic. Let's make a gin martini. So important. I love to have a little bit more alcohol. So when the ice hits it, when we get a little bit, whatever, we'll put in a little vermouth, whatever we're going to do, we're going to keep the flavor of the alcohol. So you don't need to use as much alcohol because the flavor is going to pop through.
That's right.
So I was like, this is darn good.
Shocked you a little bit, right?
Uh-huh.
Still get that creaminess, get that viscosity. It's going to really enhance cocktails that way. We're doing a true vapor infusion on this with a dual basket gin system. Definitely the more challenging way to make gin, but you get bigger, brighter, truer flavors doing it that way.
I can't believe the mouthfeel that you guys accomplish on both the vodka and the gin. I actually have a spirit that's not watered down. The dominant flavor for me, I really taste that ginger. It might be because I like ginger. So if you like ginger, this is a no-brainer from a gin standpoint. I get the rest of the flavors, but that ginger is really front forward to me. I really have it out there. I gotta be honest with you. I think I'd like this with a little bit of sushi.
Oh yeah,
I think this would go well with sushi. It's crazy when you think of these things, when you're doing it, and you taste these flavors, and they're so bold. A little soda. I don't even know whether I put a lime in it because I don't want to tone it down at all. I want to have a little soda and get me some sushi.
Yeah, and you could go simple cocktail on this, like a gin mule, really play off the ginger beer and those ginger notes going in there. Or if you want to get go old school Negronis, it's perfect in a classic Negroni or white Negroni.
Well, tell everybody what goes in a Negroni.
So the Negroni is going to be, you're going to have your gin base, you're going to have Campari, sweet vermouth, always stirred, and then traditionally a orange twist on top.
I always like let's talk about these drinks because this is where these things really shine. I tell you what, the gin is, to me, it's a breath of fresh air to the gin category. We got something that's got that creamy mouthfeel in a white spirit that holds on, 106 proof, no burn, beautiful. Okay, so let's jump into this rye. I'm really excited about this, and I know you guys are bringing bourbon in. That's about a year out.
It's coming. You got to wait, just like all good things out there.
That's fair. I know you got a lot of barrels laid down, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We got a ton down
as quick as we can.
That's funny. So the whole point behind this, we got to have patience, right? We got to have patience. You got about 100,000 barrels on the ground?
Total. Don't all belong to us. We're pushing 25, 30,000 barrels of our own liquid at this point.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I think it's great, guys. We want to learn about how you make good bourbon, how you make good rye. It takes time. So I love the fact that you guys are laying it down and waiting and get the patience. But now you're bringing a rye to market. And this is how old?
Yeah, so this is actually the first release coming out of Castle and Key. This is the Restoration Rye 2020 vintage. And so that vintage thing, if you notice at the bottom, we put this little vintage stamp on all of our whiskey. And so for us, it's a promise of consistency of quality over for consistency of flavor, and we are going to intentionally alter the flavor profile between each one of these vintage releases to highlight the whiskey that is best in time at that point.
So I'll challenge you on intentionally.
Sure.
It's going to change because that's what's coming out of the barrel.
Well, even you'll have within that single vintage, you'll have multiple batches, and each one of those batches will be the best possible expression. So it is a very intentional thing of what we're doing.
So we're looking for the quality.
Absolutely.
So how old is this one again?
So this one is going to be age stated at 3 years. Blended age is about 3 years and 8 months.
And what's the proof?
And this is going to be sitting at 99 proof. And the proof will also change between each of the releases as well to highlight the flavors that are best.
Guys, these are great bottles too. I like them on the bar. They look pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. We put a lot of time into trying to pull in some of those historic architectural details from the distillery itself into this package and wanting to do something that's different from the rest of the category. And there's a little storytelling narrative on each of the packages as well that kind of shows how our site has progressed in time.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, let's get into this rye. So this is, let me get this off.
So a couple, for us, transparency is key. Anything you want to know about our products, we're going to tell you. 60 barrels in this batch. We use 2 different char levels. We use 2 different yeast strains. We're trying to create this unique palette of flavor to be able to craft a very unique flavor profile.
Okay, so let me tell you guys what I'm tasting here. This is a sipping, drinkable rye, and I think that needs to be understood because you got Maryland style, you got Pennsylvania style. Pennsylvania style is going to be that rye. There's 3 punches across the palate. Maryland style is that nice little rye up front. We're going to smooth out with some caramels and some fruits, and then we're going to have that clean finish on the back. This is more of a Maryland style rye to me. So tell me the mash bill again.
Yeah, that's a great note, Joe. So this is going to be 63 rye, 17 yellow corn, 20% malted barley. So historic Maryland Western style rye mash bill, and it's going to have those rye spice notes up front, but it's going to have more of that long sweet bourbon finish. So especially too, this is a really great like warm weather, summer, spring sipping rye, or if you're just getting into rye, you're a little rye curious, this is a one for you to get to try for the first time.
So what I get from this is tons of sweetness.
Yes.
So I get that, again, that rye flavor comes into the front of my face, then I get that sweetness along the center of the palate, and it finishes very soft. So it's not a punchy rye. I think it'd make a great, like a rye Manhattan, right? Even a rye old fashioned.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it's soft and we don't have to overdo it with everything else. I got 99 proof, 100 proof.
Yep.
So I get the alcohol holds up in it. Great mouthfeel. Feels a little bit older than what it is.
Yeah, definitely punching above its weight class.
Yeah, they got a little punch above its weight class. That's a solid bottle.
Well, we appreciate it. We're trying to do things differently out there. We're doing a lower barrel entry proof at 118, so it helps pull in a lot of those sugars. I think that's one of the main things for us that really helps this product taste more mature than it might be at a 3-year-old.
So what I want to share one last thing is it doesn't have any of the grainy, the cardboard, the barnyard, the stuff that we're looking at in younger whiskeys. It actually carries itself really well. I think it's, I'm glad you stopped in. I really am. I want to start to focus on Castle and Key as the next year comes and a year and a half, especially as you guys go to start to release some of your other stuff. They make excellent spirits across the board, no problem. We'll definitely put them on a tasting counter so you guys could experience what I experienced. The passion for this. I love this. I love this business. I love when someone's doing it the right way, restoring one of the storied distilleries in our history and bringing it back to life, and then bringing actually solid product that has some love in it to the market. This is pretty awesome. Thank you very much.
Hey,
you got it.
Good partners in the market, good storytellers.
Absolutely.
That's what we're looking for. Cheers, sir. This is
Salute, man.
Cheers.
Hey, guys, remember, that's delicious. Anyways, always, thanks for shopping at Lukas, one bottle at a time. We truly appreciate your business. Don't forget to like and follow us. And always have an amazing day, and we'll talk with you soon.